Yeah, he's on the other side. Tip number 2, if you want to grind some cash, making stone knives and selling them is the most efficient way early game. Costs the least in resources to make and gives the best return for the resources invested. Ah. Okay, so there's statistics of this game as well. Nice. I'm on my way. Alright, so knives, stone knives. Let's just collect some sticks then. We'll collect some materials on the way. Five sticks and 2 stones per knife. Alright. Oh wow, he's actually further. He's further than I thought. Get some coffee, we need the energy. Coffee! I don't like this. There's wolves. Are these wolves? I come in peace. Don't actually be like different profits. Yo, what's up, my dude? I think you're lost. What? Nah, mate. Wait a second, look me in the eye and stop shivering for crying out loud. Black and blue, you're Lorden's family, aren't you? Yes. And how do you know that? I was talking with part of what now? The Pact. I've never heard of this idiotic name in my life. We were called the Undying Fist. Now, how do I respond to this? Damn, you are lucky I never made it through there to him without encountering wolves or boars. Hey, I've just got that luck. But knowing my luck, I'll end up getting attacked even though I didn't do anything wrong. Now, do I go with that's a whole lot better name, or that's so much worse? It's a horrible name. I want to go it's better, but I mean it is kind of. But then again, family, you know. I'm going to go with better. You're damn right it is. That's because I came up with it. Everybody loved it. No idea why Unighost lied to you like that. I'm sure he was jealous about your creativity. Anyway, I would love to hear some stories about my uncle and the Pact's adventures all together. Oh, we got another story time. Not sure what effect different responses have. I've tried to be respectful. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like like different. Like, is this one of those games where like if you screw up one storyline, it could affect you in another one? You know what I mean? That's an amazing coincidence because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales of the crackling fire. We're going to take a moment. Alright, be quiet and try to be less annoying. It all started when Lorden left his home. He was 18 at the time. If I remember correctly, that clever bastard was always too big of a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could, but cleverness at such a young age always means two things: being arrogant and hot-headed. Story time, guys. Let's go. His plan was set out on a big adventure that is pretty detailed. A path like that is paved with skeletons and young idiots, but none of them were Lorden either way. He was wandering for days. Days soon turned into weeks, and his rations into dust. He was useless as a hunter back then, at least. So berries and mushrooms was all he could get. So obviously he needed some coins. He came across a manor with orchards so vast they seemed like an ocean. Lord hired himself there. A week of back-breaking labour had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skin red from a scorching sun, knees pulsating from pain. Do you want me to finish? Where was I? He was exhorted from strenuous work he has done, went to the lord of the manor with a smile on his face and to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies of the delicious treats he was dreaming of buying, and all of that was ruined by the hand of the lord holding a couple of lousy coins. Lorden was furious. Is it Lorden? I'm guessing it's Lorden. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just flies to the lord, disgusting, replaceable insects. And what do you do with a fly which buzzes too loud? Both of the lord's palms struck Jordan's ears with the strength of an ox. So the king's a bit of a bastard. Lord fell to the ground stunned, and the lord's guard threw him out of the manor like garbage, stealing that few pathetic coins. While doing so, if I may add, it wasn't until evening when Jordan regained his hearing, and it was a fervent thought of revenge. Okay. Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then. He knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close, so he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. Lorden was always ambitious, but the hatred fueled him like nothing before. What came later was me becoming bored of the conversation. Go away. I can do whatever I want. Scram. I have things to do. What things? I'll do them for you. I'll do anything you want. Just please tell me a whole story. I've got to go with the story, haven't I? I've got to go with the story here, right? Please, tell me the stories. Fine, just shut up already. Just say what needs to be done, you won't regret it. I got a wooden shovel, nice. Grab the shovel, it's a piece of crap, but it will do. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go there and dig up some clay for me. On it, boss. I can't jump fences on this game. Yep, just pester him. Alright, yeah, I will do. What is that? Oh, it's not a real animal. Okay. Oh, collect them. so many. Look at them all. Oh my god. What the price is. And then we'll come back here and sell some, we'll get some more. Alright, we got some more story time, guys. Let's go. So as I've already said, Lorden wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money nor connections, but he had one thing, an unusual ability. From an early age, Lorden was an exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no tells really. Calm, steady breaths, eye contact held all the way. Jeez! He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the craziest of situations, but it wasn't at first. He felt no pressure lying, no stress at all. It was as natural for him as breathing. He had absolutely no remorse. I swear, you little brat, interrupt me one more time and you will meet my wrath. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it's really hard to believe that it worked so perfectly. At first, he convinced the nearby town's tailor to sew him a whole set of clothes worthy of the most wealthy nobleman, the finest of fabrics, silken threads, you name it, horrendously expensive. Damn! So how did he manage to afford it, you may ask? It's simple, he didn't pay for it. I said no such thing. Lorden was a thief, not in the traditional meaning of the word at least. Apart from that, did I finish the damn story? While wearing his new clothes, he travelled to the castle of the king of that realm and entered it. You're absolutely right. It is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull that off. But Lorden, he just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. I would have been first to doubt a thing like that if I didn't see him doing it hundreds of times later with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan. Bedding his wife. What? The king's wife. Oh. Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get inside the castle and lay with the queen. Jeez. That is a bit weird. I still don't get it. What worked? What was he accomplished by that? After the lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving the undergarments on the bedside, and told the queen he'll be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards and told him that he saw the queen with company of a strange man sneaking into the chambers. The guards rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed with a man's clothes right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious, to say at the least. He couldn't really punish his wife. That would be bad for his reputation, but he could pursue her lover. Unfortunately for him, at this point, Lorden was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay more he borrowed from the stable into the sunset. You see, King didn't catch the filthy seducer, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one thing that Lorden left behind. Except his undergarments and pleasurable memory for the queen, his name, not his real name of course, the name he used when introducing himself to the queen. Left the company of his body pretty promptly. Didn't that get the Lord hanged? That seems pretty extreme. We're going to go with the first option. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't be in Lorden's style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him in the dungeon where he spent all the days he had left. Lorden was amazing. All that with just the power of his wit and speech, he surely showed the Lord that he shouldn't have wronged him. Don't get me wrong. Don't get the wrong idea about his reasons. Lorden didn't get through all of that just because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was a cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, did that for sport. People used to call him Laundry Man because one of his habits was drowning his bastards in the lake right after birth. Oh my! Have any rightful successors, but then with just an uncannily perfect timing came a distant cousin of the Lord's, a charming young man with 2 different eyes. He's easily acquired all possessions of his sentences relative, but Lorden didn't want any of that, not for himself, so he took only 3 bags of coins from the treasury and left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They were elated. He is still probably worshipped there, I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing, why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. One of the tailor, another one for the stableman. He took the horse from, and last one for himself. With the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn for his work at the orchard. I told you Lorden wasn't a thief, and that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventures. At least that's the story he used to tell us, so nothing of that may be true, but that's just how it is with Lorden. Now I understand. I'm standing on the fire. He's lit the fire and I'm stood right on top of it. I now understand what you were talking about. He really does seem surreal. I can't believe that you're talking about my husband. I'm probably going to go with the second option here because it would make sense. Yeah, I was wondering if he actually was mortal many times. But wait, you didn't tell me what the purpose was of the Undying Fist. Oh, I thought it would be obvious now. On that day Lorden's mission was born, he knew that the spoiled, rotten elites like that were scattered all around the world, draining life and dignity from the hard-working simple folk, and that he was capable of stopping them to some extent at least. So that's exactly what he started doing, overthrowing corrupted lords and giving back to the community. Jeez, he sounds like a decent bloke, you know. He took from the rich and gave to the poor. That's sick. Well, it wasn't like, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that. Lorden was working solo until he met Unighost. That rat's agile fingers could work where Lorden's tongue didn't, and then they needed someone with other talents they were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, independence, gallantry, and integrity. So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time, so I gave them a chance, and finally the pack started to really make a difference. But I don't like to brag. Do we be sarcastic here and go, oh yes, I noticed, humble to the bone? Or do we go, I have a different opinion? I'm going to be sarcastic. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to boast about our skills, just like the sun doesn't need to prove it's bright. I already spoke more words to you than I did in the last 5 years to anybody, so it's time for you to go. I preferably don't come back ever. It was a great pleasure and a true honour. And in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unighost. It's his favourite, and knuckle sandwich. Do you want me to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, so of course not. Oh on my way. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's get out of here. Jesus Christ. That was a long story. Alright, let's go chat, we're back. We're rolling now. We're back in the gameplay. I'm gonna get my axe out. Oh my. Don't do it. Wait, is that a deer? That's a stag. Don't you dare. Yeah, that's what I thought. Back up. Oh my god, what is that? Is that a boar? I mean no harm. I come in peace. I'm actually terrified. That's a bison. Or bison. Jesus Christ. Oh. I'm actually glad I'm out of that. Oh, that was a big creature though back there. Jesus Christ. That was a hell of a big creature. Imagine seeing that face to face in real life. Alright, we're gonna deliver this knuckle sandwich, then we're gonna go bed and get nighttime done. See, when I played this game the other day, right, just to see what it was like, you know, because obviously I used to be a full-time Warzone streamer, and now that I've drifted away from Warzone and I'm playing other games, and I'm absolutely enjoying it. I played this the other day, and I didn't expect this much from a game like this. Like, I thought it was mainly just like crap. I didn't expect storylines or anything like that, you know. I'm probably gonna have to go to bed, ain't I? 'Cause I don't. Is he awake? No, he is awake. Here he is. Yo, what's up, my dude? Knuckle sandwich for you. Wait. Hello. I've talked with a Sambo. He's really a sweetheart, isn't he? Oh, the most terrifying. I see. He did tell me about my uncle though. The story about the Lord in the Orchards. He has some unexpectedly good storytelling skills, doesn't he? Yes, he really does. Yeah, he does. One time I swear he went for over a year without speaking a single word, but when we were sitting by the fire he remembered some anecdote, laughed out loud and began his tale. Went from a total mute to the master of ceremonies. The narrative was so gripping it was hard not to listen. He even did voices, but after finishing he became silent again. I never fully understood that side of him. A knuckle sandwich. Yo, what's up Gary, how you doing, man? I appreciate you stopping by, bro. I'm playing Medieval Dynasty. I actually don't know how to say the second word. It's either Dynasty or Dynasty. And it's Skyrim, Ark Survival, kind of sort of based. There's storylines to it and stuff like that. I'd probably say it's a little bit more like Skyrim, but you can craft materials. You need to like craft clothing and shit like that. You need to like you can build your own. You can build a village, mate. You can build your own village. Build. So, are you going to deliver? I love people punching me in the face. Around the valley, I'm known for it. Would you be so kind to do it for free, though? I'm all out of my being punched in the face budget. No, not really. Are you thick? Ah, you're not going to hit me yet. You're not going to hit anyone. Is that clear? Yeah. Oops. Just give him a knuckle sandwich. Smack him in the face. I'll tell him you knocked me out cold just out of curiosity. What did Samba tell you about him becoming part of the pack? It's not a pleasant memory, but I believe you deserve to know the whole story. We didn't recruit him. Well, I guess we did. Lorden did. But that wasn't a matter of choice. When Lorden and I started to follow his mission together, we were rather successful. Everything was going smoothly, too easy even. We were doing a lot of good, putting many well-deserved smiles on oppressed faces. That's when we let our guard down. There was a secret guild formed by a few of the higher ranking knights and barons. We called them the Vendors. Bunch of really heartless bastards. Their most lucrative business was selling a living merchandise, and no, I'm not talking about animals. Slavery was strictly forbidden in that realm. The Queen was adamant about that. Well, the Vendors had their own set of rules to follow. They caged them like cattle, mostly women and children forced to fight rats for the poor little rations they were being given to the damp dungeon they were held in. The guild preferred quantity over quality, so they didn't care about diseases, they didn't tend to wounds.